I thought I'd do some hauling today. Some of the stuff that I purchased on Black Friday came in, and then there have been quite a bit of palette releases that I thought I'd go ahead and like swatch them for you guys. So Kiko was doing buy 3 get 3 free that day, so I purchased a couple items from the website, and I got 2 of their blushes from the holiday collection. They're the Arctic Holiday Baked Blushes. I got number 1, it's called Marmoreal Biscuit. And these have 0.28 ounces of product in there and super pretty packaging. I really like Kiko, and then when they have sales, you can really get a good deal on their products, which are relatively affordable already. So this one is kind of a corally bronze shade. So this is number 1, Marmoreal Biscuit. And it's really smooth. It has that baked type of texture to it. But it's kind of like a bronzy peach color. Definitely has a sheen to it. And then the other shade, number 2, is called Dreaming Coral. Again, same type of packaging. And this one is more of a pinky coral with kind of a gold sheen to it, along that kind of NARS Orgasm type line. Again, it's got a sheen to it, but it's a really pretty pinky coral with a gold shift. So that one is number 2, Dreaming Coral, right there. Also from the Arctic Holiday Collection, I got their metal eyeshadow, and this is in number 2, Burgundy Aurora, and there's 0.08 ounces of product in here, and this is a baked gelée type of product, and it's just like a really pretty burgundy color right there. Super pretty shade. And then I got the, again from the same Arctic Holiday Collection, this is the Holographic highlighter in number 1, White Snowflake. And this one, I actually got 2 of these ones. I was trying to find like a 6th item for the buy 3 get 3 free. So I got 2 of these because I thought I'd really like it. It's smaller than I thought it was going to be. It's just a little bit bigger than the eyeshadow, but the amount of product in here is 0.12 ounces. Again, this is a baked gelée type of a formula. It's just got a clear lid on it, but it's got a pretty pink duochrome shift to it. And I believe that there was a yellower, more golden version of this as well in this collection. So that one is number 1, White Snowflake. And the 6th product I got was from the Fall Collection. This is Fall 2.0. It's a magnetic eyeshadow, 0.02 ounces in here. The shade is 04 Purple Mind. It comes in like a blue packaging. This is really similar to the MAC magnetic eyeshadows that came out not too long ago. So this is the shade 04 Purple Mind. I'll just go sideways because there's like 2 oh, it's really loose. Don't push in there too hard. So that's the 2 shades, and then I swatch it, it'll be mixed together. I swear it's gonna fall out of there. So this is what the shade looks like right there. And then on the Sephora website, the 24/7 Glide On lip pencils were $10 as opposed to $19, which is what they normally are, I believe. So I purchased 3 of them because I do like these lip liners. I got the shade Double Team, which is a really pretty blue toned pink color right there. And then I got the shade Snitch, which is what is on my lips today, which is a orange coral. And then the last one I got is the shade Weirdo, which is a warm pink color right there. So you got Double Team, Snitch, and Weirdo from Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On lip pencils. Also on Black Friday, Chanel launched the Le Signe du Lion Illuminating Powder. They came out in 2 shades. I got the one in Or Blanc is what it's called. And it comes in red packaging, which is super pretty. And then there was a little cover with their little half moon type of brush on top, which I never use. But this, from the first glance at it, I was like, that looks really similar to Chanel's Camellia de Plume, which I love. It's one of my favorite highlighters. I'll show you what mine looks like in a minute because it's really loved. But this is, I'd say it's a dupe for Camellia de Plume. Some people have said that the texture on this one is a little bit smoother, and I can kind of see that. I think it might have something to do with the pressing as well, because Camellia de Plume had so many little the pressing in it was more detailed, I guess, so I feel like it came off slightly more chunkier, where this one was just kind of a glazed embossing, I guess. But maybe you can see from the swatches, but this one is ever so slightly more smooth than the Camellia de Plume. There was a lion, you can't see him because I've rubbed it off. There was a lion kind of imagery in there, but this is a baked gelée formula as well. It's It's if this makes any sense, it's like a warm silver, is I guess how I'd describe it. It's like like a warm silver gold kind of. It is light enough for my skin tone, and I really love it. I kind of want to get another one. Do I need one? No. But let me compare it next to Camellia de Plume for you. There's slightly more product in the Le Signe de Lyon one. There's 0.31 ounces in this guy, where Camellia de Plume there's 0.28 ounces. So here is the Camellia de Plume. It's in the black packaging, but you can see how much and how loved this is for me. It's one of my favorite highlighters. So there they are next to each other. Very, very, very similar. And then when Dermstore was doing their sale, by Terry was also included in the sale. So I purchased the Preciosity. Is that a word? Preciosity flashlight dual compact. And initially I got it because I was like, that's one of the prettiest compacts, right? Isn't that look pretty? And then I got it and I was like, it's a sticker. For that kind of money, it's a sticker. And the compact itself is really light, and it doesn't feel heavy or like luxurious, I guess, like it should, especially for the price tag of this powder. It feels really, for lack of a better term, it feels cheap. And then to boot, to have a sticker on front where the, you know, the prettiness of it is just a piece of paper on top, I was just kind of disappointed in that. And then there was a embossing, or like a, not an embossing, but like a pattern that's an overspray over these two powders. Neither one of these powders really do a ton for me. Like the outside ring, it's kind of too shiny and too light for like a bronzer type, and it's too dark for a highlighter. And together I think they're too shiny for an all over powder, and then the inside one just isn't as highlighty as I'd like to use it by itself. So I'm just not crazy about this product. I really was in it for like the compact, and the compact is so disappointing, and I'm not crazy about either of these powders. They have kind of a dry, powdery texture to them. I'm just not nuts about the product, I guess, or the compact now. So I'm like, man, I'm really tempted to return it. The Estee Lauder website was also doing a good Black Friday sale. I think it was 30% off. It was either 25 or 30. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I thought that would be a prime time to grab a product from the Victoria Beckham and Estee Lauder collection. I really love the Java Sun bronzer that came out with her, I think it was her first, was it her second launch? I can't even remember now, but I've used that bronzer a ton, so I thought I would go ahead and give number 2 Saffron Sun a try. And I've been using this quite a bit as well. Let's get the compact open. So this is what the compact looks like. Super luxe packaging, the Victoria Beckham line. And there was a little BB in there, but I've kind of rubbed it off. This is a nice bronzer. I've been using it quite a bit as well. The formula is really nice. It's a slightly, a little bit more warm or yellowy than what I typically use, but it still looks pretty on the skin. So that is Saffron Sun. And then let me swatch it next to Java Sun. Here's the difference in compacts. Here's the newer collection, the Saffron Sun, and then here's the old collection. It's kind of got the lines in it. So here is Java Sun, which has got a little bit more of a readiness to it compared to Saffron Sun. I've used this bronzer a lot. There's like a big dip in it, but it's darker and has a little bit more red in it than Saffron Sun. Both of those bronzers are matte as well. And then House of Lashes was doing a really good sale. They had 30% off the entire website, so I jumped at getting some more lashes because their iconic line is my favorite lashes to wear. I do cut them down quite a bit and kind of use them more on the outer portion of my eyes opposed to like a full strip. But I love all 3 versions of the iconic lash, so I picked up 3 of each because you buy 3 in like the bundle, then they'd go down to $10. Then plus there was a discount for Black Friday, so I got 3 of the original iconics, which are right there. And then 3 of the iconic lights, which are what are on the outer corner of my eyes today. They're just a little bit more feathery. And then I got 3 of the iconic minis, which I love as well. Hold them up for comparison for you guys. The bottom ones are the original iconics, the middle are the iconic light, and then the top are the iconic minis. Right there. And then I saw on the Sephora website they had this new Kat Von D kit, and inside I was like, wait a minute, Fawn. They have a little quad in there, and I don't have that one, so I went ahead and purchased the kit, and it comes in a little bag like this, and there's a full size of the Trooper eyeliner in there as well, which is a really good liner. I typically kind of throw one of these in my purse for like little touch-ups here and there, but there's a full-size tattoo liner in there, and then the quad is a new one. It's the Shade and Light Eye Contour Quad in the shade Fawn. And this is what the little packaging looks like. And then here are your eyeshadows. 3 mattes and then 1 shimmer, which is right here. So that's the shimmery shade. I haven't even dipped into this. But as a collector of the Kat Von D, I was like, I need to have that. So here is Fawn. It's just a neutral quad. Right there, from Kat Von D. Also from Kat Von D, I did purchase the Metal Crush Extreme Highlighter Palette. I think this has been getting mixed reviews. It's in cardboard packaging with, it's really like holographic glitter type on the outside. And then inside there is a mirror in there, and then you've got 3 shades of highlighter. I've got a little bit of each one of these on my face today. These do come off when you put a brush in them. They come off chunky, and if you really work them kind of into the skin, the chunks kind of break apart into really fine micro glitters. Glitters, that's right. So if you do not like glitter on your face, you will probably despise this. But when I first used it, I was like, I feel like a fairy. And I live for that look sometimes. So I really do like this for what it is. It's a really intense, really glittery, micro, like really fine micro glitters, but they are glitters. Again, this is what I have on the tops of my cheekbones, and then I've got the peachy shade kind of on the top of my lip and above my brow, and then I've got the majority of this guy on the top of my cheek mixed with a little bit of the pink one. And I don't have anything quite like this in my whole collection in terms of highlighter with such a fine, heavy micro glitter in it. So I really like it because, again, I feel like it's like pixie dust all over. Not everybody's gonna like this. Again, a ton of micro glitter. So this is what the shades look like. There's a peachy one, then kind of a white gold, and then a really pale white gold, and then a pink. And I can wear all 3 of these shades too, so those are the shades. And then if you put these over a little bit of a dampness or like a cream highlighter on your top of your cheekbones and buff it, it's like really, really in your face. So that is the Kat Von D, what I say, Metal Crush Extreme Highlighter Palette, and I really like it. Again, not everybody's gonna like a bunch of glitter on their face, but there are times when I'm just living for it. So let me buff this a little bit so you can see like what it turns into if you really buff it in. Right there. Then I also purchased the Colourpop Take Me Home palette off of Sephora. Sephora's the only place I've seen this little guy, but it's got 6 eyeshadows in here, and they are 0.035 ounces per shade. Initially I thought, this little cardboard packaging here, that there would be a lighter kind of matte highlighter shade in there, but there kind of isn't. I wish this shade was a little bit lighter for at least my skin tone. A deeper skin tone, it would probably work out quite nice. But there are 3 mattes in here, which are these ones, and then 2 pretty high shine, and this one's kind of that matte with the little micro glitters in it. This one right here. So let's swatch these. I haven't even used this palette, but I have been enjoying the majority of the Colourpop eyeshadow palettes that I've purchased, which I think, not gonna lie, I think I have them all. But there's the top 3, and then the bottom 3. And I think right now Colourpop has got a big sale on a lot of their eyeshadow palettes on their website too. But that one is called the Take Me Home eyeshadow palette. And then I got the I Like Your Face Give Me More Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. And I looked at this a couple times and I kept not like buying it. And then I finally bit the bullet because there was a sale on it. So there's 6 shades in here. They're 0.13 ounces per shade. And it's in the cardboard packaging right here. And then here are your shades. On my skin tone, these two work really well. I can get a little bit of a tint using this shade, mixing it in with these other ones, or otherwise I'd have to use them kind of as a blush topper because they're a little bit too deep for my skin tone. But these two right here look really pretty. Those first two work well on my skin tone. I can about imagine how pretty that peachy orange color would look on a deeper skin tone. So there's the top three. And then these bottom three. Right to flare. So that is the Colourpop Gimme More. It's Gimme, right? No, I like your face. Yeah, Gimme More. Pressed Powder Highlighter Palette. And then I also got the Double Entendre eyeshadow palette, which has the same packaging. I was like, this looks so familiar to another Colourpop palette, which it's the same packaging as the I Think I Love You palette. They could have switched it up, just saying. But that's what the packaging on those look like. So this is the Double Entendre. I think this is the, nope, Kathleen Lights palette came out after this one. So this is the one before the Kathleen Lights collab came out, and it's just a really pretty neutral eyeshadow palette. And mattes in here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes, and you've got 3 pretty high shines, and then one of those, well, this one right here too, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the higher shine shimmers. And then you've got this one here, which is like a matte base with the little sparkly gold micro glitters in it. So let me give you some swatches of this. And I've said this before, but I think that these Colourpop eyeshadow palettes are great quality eyeshadow palette for the money, especially. I've been enjoying them myself. And then these next 4. And then the last row. I did order the Kathleen Lights palette as well, but it has not arrived yet. So that one is the Double Entendre, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. There are some such pretty colors in here. Then I also purchased the Kevyn Aucoin Electro Pop Pro eyeshadow palette. There are 12 shades in this guy that are 0.05 ounces per shade, and then this palette is all shimmery eyeshadows. The formula on this guy is really thick. It's kind of been compared to like a cream powder, but in my opinion it's just a little bit overdone. It's a really thick formula. I did use a couple shades in here already. While they are thick and stuff like that, I did still get quite a bit of fallout when I use this color right here. They swatch really nice, but I find like I have to poke my brush into the shade and kind of grind it in there a little bit to pick up the product, and then I gotta tap it off, and like I said, I got fallout with this shade. It's just a little bit of a heavier formula, which I think they just overdid it a little bit in that aspect, but they will swatch beautifully on the finger. Like this here, it almost feels sticky, like they overdid it on the waxy or dimethicone. Like, I'm just not nuts about it. It feels really similar to one of those NYX palettes. They came out with those $30 NYX eyeshadow palettes recently. The Metals one is really similar to this formula in that it's really thick formula, which again, like I said, that thicker formula on the fingers is going to swatch really, really nice, but it's a little bit more difficult to use when you put a brush in them, if that makes any sense. So let me swatch these ones. I don't know. I'm contemplating I'm contemplating returning it. I don't know yet though. This color is probably my favorite in there. It's like a duochrome purple, but and then this last row. Yeah, I can definitely feel the sticky tackiness of either a wax or a dimethicone or something like that. I feel like there's a fine line in eyeshadow formulas when using those type of ingredients, because if you overdo it, then they have that thick, tacky type of texture, which these do. And then if you have oily eyelids and you use something like this, they'll be more prone to melt on your lids and crease. But anyway, that's the Kevyn Aucoin Electro Pop eyeshadow palette. Contemplating. You can see how flaky this guy does look. It was pretty on, but I was just wiping the swatches off my arm, and that formula is just so thick and sticky. I'm probably going to send that palette back. And then I caved and I purchased one of the holiday palettes from the Kylie Jenner line. I purchased the Nice palette. Some of the colors just like stuck out to me, so I purchased it like right when it went live online, because like a lunatic I was already like Black Friday shopping on the internet. So there are 14 eyeshadows in here, and each shade is 0.03 ounces per shade. Cardboard packaging. The little portions like right here, the dots in the Nice, have got that raised kind of felt texture to them. I can about imagine how dirty this palette is going to get. But inside you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matte shades, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers. I've used this palette a couple times, and I did find myself kind of having to wiggle my brush into some of the shimmery shades, and then the matte shades are quite powdery. They kick up quite a bit of product, and I did get fallout. A decent amount of fallout when I used it, but the shades are pigmented and they blended really well for me, so the fallout I wasn't crazy about, but the blendability and the pigmentation on them were pretty good. Let me give you guys some swatches. I'll just go ahead and swatch the whole palette for you guys. This is my second Kylie Jenner cosmetics purchase. So there's the first 4, and then these next 3. Or should I do 4 here? There's a nice array of shimmers, and then also mattes from like brow bone highlight transition to deep. So the shade range I think is pretty good. And then the next 4. Ooh, that one felt loose in the palette. That pan was wiggling back and forth. Maybe these swatches. I think I swatched over a shade. Whoops. There's that black from the Kevyn Aucoin. I was trying to scrub it off. And then the last 2 shades. I've heard talk that doesn't the company that makes Colourpop make Kylie's stuff? Let me know. I bet you guys know more than I do about that. So that is the Kylie Jenner Holiday Palette in Nice. So that's all for the haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.